Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chin here from NBC Sports Bay Area. It is Monday. The Pro Bowl games are over. It is Super Bowl week. And of course, with Super Bowl week comes rumors and news. So, Myles Garrett, all pro player, defensive player of the year, has requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns. And that has got to perk some ears up at 49ers headquarters by John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. They would love to have a player like Myles Garrett on the roster, but I just don't think it could happen. Browns so far are saying there is no way they're going to trade away Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett is requesting a trade. And let's just take a look at what he said. Myles Garrett said, as a kid dreaming of the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl, and that goal fuels me today more than ever. My love for the community of Northeast Ohio and the incredible fan base of the Cleveland Browns has made this one of the toughest decisions of my life. These past 8 years have shaped me into the man I am today. While I've loved calling the city my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I have requested to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. So, if that doesn't say it all, where would Myles Garrett like to play? We have no idea. Saw him at the Pro Bowl. Wish we would have known that that was what his intentions were. Would have tried to ask him. I'm sure everybody there would have tried to ask him what his intentions were, what team he would like to play for. Would he like to play for the 49ers with Nick Bosa? The 49ers have tried to find a bookend for Nick Bosa since he started playing with them as a first round pick in 2019. They got Dee Ford, and while he was healthy, they wreaked havoc on offenses. I mean, Nick Bosa, offensive rookie. Good Lord, defensive rookie of the year, as his rookie year in 2019 when he came to the league because he had Dee Ford on the other side. Now, it was tougher the next year. He really didn't kind of have another year until he was Defensive Player of the Year in 2022, and that was with Samson Ebukam on the other side. So they have tried repeatedly with, you know, so many different players to try and get him a bookend, and it just hasn't worked out. They've tried to load up the interior. Javon Hargrave. They wanted to have Drake Jackson be the guy, but it just hasn't worked. Randy Gregory was on that side, the other side. Chase Young was on the other side. They just haven't found the key piece. And man, Myles Garrett on the other side of the line, opposite of Nick Bosa, would be a dream for Robert Saleh. It'd also be a dream for all the 49ers faithful that are out there because I think with that type of domination on the edges, you could have guys in the interior like a guy like Kevin Givens, who's been a solid player. Javon Hargrave, if they could get him back, the guys that they brought in last year, those guys in this interior of the defensive line with Myles Garrett on Nick Bosa on the outside, man, that would be a defensive line for the ages. So while I don't think it is going to happen, it is nice to dream about what a defensive line would look like with those two players on it. But the Cleveland Browns are just not going to give him up. And I think he's going to be expensive trade wise. I would think they would ask for multiple first round picks. 49ers have 10 picks, probably will get 11 with the compensatory picks that will be awarded to them later. But I just think that the Cleveland Browns are going to let him go. Now, it is reasonable financially. He has 2 years left on his 5-year contract. It was a $125 million extension signed in 2020, so he has 2 years left. It's actually $19.7 million in 2025 and $20.4 million the next season, which actually is not terrible. The bulk of that contract was front loaded, so that was in the first 3 years. So now about $20 million average, which I know sounds crazy to normal people like us, but $20 million for a elite pass rusher is a bargain, really. It's kind of like one of those things where Christian McCaffrey was reasonably priced, but they traded a lot of picks for him. Now, Christian McCaffrey was instantly impactful on this field, and I think Myles Garrett would be too. I just don't think it would happen, but crazier things have happened in the NFL. So y'all can keep your fingers crossed and we'll see what happens in the upcoming week. All right. Hope you guys are well heading out of Orlando now, and we'll catch up with you guys soon. All right.